Good morning, my name's Eric, and today I want to show you how to take an AR-15 apart so that you can do any maintenance or cleaning on it. So the first thing we're going to do, as with any weapon when you handle it, is make sure that it is unloaded. So we're going to lock the charging handle to the rear here, and look up inside the chamber and in the magazine well and make sure that there is no live round in there. And looking through there, the weapon is clear. So now that we've cleared the weapon, we can go ahead and take it apart. So there's these pins right here and right here that when you push, they will come out the other side, so you can take this weapon apart. Now for this, I'm just going to take out the one and let it hinge on the front like this. Now that that is apart, we can get at our trigger assembly in here and make sure that there's no carbon buildup. And we can also take apart our bolt up here. So to do that, we're just going to pull this charging handle back a couple inches, and this bolt is just going to slide right on out. Now we can take the charging handle out and clean that. And just so I can show you guys, I'm going to take apart that other pin. So it's disconnected. Up in here in the chamber, that's going to be a big spot for cleaning, as well as this, there's a gas pipe up in here, which is kind of hard to see. You can kind of see it there, that silver. You're going to want to clean that too. So going back to the bolt here, the first step that we're going to want to go with on cleaning is taking out that little pin right here. Now it's kind of tricky, so you might have to push with like a pen or a pencil on the other side, or you can just use your fingernail and kind of hook onto it. So once you take this little pin out, that's going to enable your firing pin to just drop right on out. So you're going to be careful that it doesn't fall out into like the weeds or the grass or anything like that if you're outside. The second step, I guess a third really, is this pin right here. You're going to want to turn that 90 degrees to the left or right. And it's rectangular, so you'll be able to tell which way you're turning it. And it's just going to barely slide out. I'm going to set that to the side, and that's going to enable this to come out. Now there's going to be a lot of carbon buildup on this, so you're going to want to clean that too, as well as inside both ends of this bolt. Now that's as far as you need to take it apart for everyday maintenance. Putting it back together, it's going to be the same thing. Just going to put this back in there. Now some firearms, like the ones I used in the Marines, they were not directional. It didn't matter which way this was spun in there, you could put this pin in. This one, the hole is it's a one way. So you're going to have to make sure that you have that bolt rotated to the right side of the hole, because as you can see, it goes on both sides. So one side's a bit smaller than the other. Then you're just going to put this pin back in there. You might have to rotate it 180 degrees to get that pin in there. Now that that's in there, you're going to want to turn this 90 degrees like that, and that's going to line up all the holes you need for your firing pin, which you're going to take and just drop right in there like this. And that will seat itself. And the last step for the bolt you're going to do is take that pin that we took out that you didn't lose in the grass and stick that in that hole. You're going to want to make sure it goes all the way in and gets seated. Now in order to test to make sure that you have this cleaned and lubricated the way you should, is you're going to smack that against your hand, and it should go in pretty easy. And then you're going to crack it like a whip, and it should pop back out. And that will tell you that your weapon is cleaned and it is lubricated enough to fire without malfunctioning. So now to put that back together, you're going to take your upper receiver here again and your charging handle. You'll notice that there's those ridges on it. They will fit right in there and hold itself up on top. You're going to want to make sure you crack your bolt one more time so that that bolt is out, and stick it in there just like that and slide it all together. Then the last step you're going to do is reassemble it and slide those pins in like this, like this. Then as long as you can rack your weapon back and forth, your weapon is good to go. And that should be everything you need to know to clean your AR-15. Thank you.